Today we're going to see the second part of our story on brush-tailed rock wallabies, or rockies. You might remember that a man called Jim Reside was trying to save the rockies from extinction, but the Canberra bushfires destroyed his captive breeding program. But Jim knew of one last chance to save the rockies. Rock wallabies are Australian animals, but strangely enough, the last chance to save them was located across the sea in New Zealand. Let's find out more in today's story, Wallaby Island.
The captive breeding plan was in tatters, and it was too risky to bring in the few remaining wild rockies. But Jim knew of one last chance. Remarkably, it wasn't even in Australia. It was far across the ocean. Tiny Kowal Island in New Zealand.
Let's go.
This is a race against time. We're in New Zealand on the ground with Jim Reside and his team as they embark on a nerve-wracking quest. Find and bring back to Australia the rare, elusive, brush-tailed rock wallaby. But time is desperately short. Here, wallabies are pests. They're all about to be poisoned.
If you take Colin and Mick and you go and do smugglers and fossil...
For Jim, 13 years of a personally painful struggle to save this species from extinction has come down to this one crucial fortnight.
Let's go.
Can he bring the wallabies home?
Heading up here along the coast, Jonica. This is the last island that is hosting brush-tailed rock wallabies. This is it. So if we can't get them out, they're probably lost to us. We have to do it now if we're going to succeed.
150 years ago, the then Governor of New Zealand brought 5 different species of wallaby here for his private zoo.
Yeah, well, this is Karnuka here.
But today, local landowners like Ray Weaver say the wallabies are destroying the island. Ray predicts the ravaging wallabies will eventually wipe out all the remaining native forest.
Without intervention, the present native trees on the island are the last generation. The whole island will be like this unless the wallabies are totally removed.
So Ray has set a deadline for the capture and removal of wallabies from Kowal. After that, a poisoning campaign will begin. The pressure is now on Jim and his team. They have only 2 weeks on Kowal to trap as many rockies as they can.
Yeah.
The first of 20 traps immediately looks promising.
It's closed too, so it looks like we've caught something.
It's a rocky, we've got one.
Let's go. Oh, he's beautiful. It's big too.
Wow.
Look at it.
Look at him.
Have a look. Oh, he's beautiful. It's a boy. Boy. Yeah, we've got a boy. An adult male too, and he's just beautiful.
Oh, look at that face.
Oh, he's just lovely. Oh, it's so exciting. Righto, got to get him in the bag. Ready? He's done. He's back. Oh,
Well
fantastic.
done.
Oh, we got one.
So surprisingly, Jim found out there were rock wallabies on Kowal Island in New Zealand, a long way from their home in Australia. The brush-tailed rock wallaby is an Australian animal. They're not usually found in any other parts of the world. How did the rock wallabies get to New Zealand?
150 years ago, the then Governor of New Zealand brought 5 different species of wallaby here for his private zoo.
150 years ago, the then Governor of New Zealand brought 5 different species of wallaby to the island for his private zoo. Note the use of then. The then Governor means the person who was Governor at the time. 150 years ago, the person who was Governor of New Zealand brought brush-tailed rock wallabies to Kowal Island from Australia. Since then, in Australia, the rockies have nearly become extinct. Jim was trying to save them. What do the New Zealanders think about them?
Here, wallabies are pests. They're all about to be poisoned.
There, wallabies are pests. They're all about to be poisoned. A pest is an animal that's harmful. For example, mice are considered pests because they eat people's food. A pest is also someone who is annoying. The rock wallabies on Kowal Island are pests. That's because they're eating all the plants on the island, and that annoys the local people. So the rock wallabies are about to be poisoned. Poison comes from the word poison. Poison is a substance that causes death or harm if taken into the body. But poison can also be used as a verb. To poison is to kill or harm by using a poison. Listen again to how it's used here.
Here, wallabies are pests. They're all about to be poisoned.
So the rock wallabies on Kowal Island are about to be poisoned. They're going to be killed using poison. Jim needs to hurry if he's going to catch some rockies.
So Ray has set a deadline for the capture and removal of wallabies from Kowal. After that, a poisoning campaign will begin. The pressure is now on Jim and his team. They have only 2 weeks on Kowal to trap as many rockies as they can.
Ray is a farmer on Kowal Island. He's set a deadline for the capture and removal of wallabies. A deadline is a time by which something must be done. He's set a deadline for the capture and removal of wallabies. The capture means the time when the wallabies will be caught. The removal means the time when the wallabies will be removed or taken away. So Ray has set a time, 2 weeks, by which Jim has to catch and take away as many rockies as he can. After that, a poisoning campaign will begin. A poisoning campaign is the widespread use of poisons. A poisoning campaign would kill all the wallabies on the island. Listen again.
So Ray has set a deadline for the capture and removal of wallabies from Kowal. After that, a poisoning campaign will begin. The pressure is now on Jim and his team. They have only 2 weeks on Kowal to trap as many rockies as they can.
The pressure is now on Jim and his team. Here, pressure means stress or anxiety when something needs to be done. There is now stress on Jim and his team. They have 2 weeks to trap as many rockies as they can. Trap is another word that's used as a noun and a verb. Here it's used as a verb. To trap something is to catch it. As a noun, a trap is something used to catch animals. We saw that Jim did trap a rocky. The good news is that they've trapped many more to take back to Australia. And that's all for today. Don't forget to visit our website. You won't find any pests there. English Bites is brought to you by Australia Network. And there are many other English language learning resources available at our website.